Good morning. It is 10:20 a.m. on Saturday, June 25th, 2022. I didn't just get up, but I am Christiana Ellis. This is 5 more minutes. This is the first video in a long time where I kind of just didn't want to do it. Um, it's kind of just like it's a mess out there. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about movies, I guess, probably, but uh, like it just certainly this is one of those days where like as the thought of maybe like it's one thing to like to change up what I do for these videos, but like this was a day where like here I am doing it obviously, but this is one of those days where I was just like, you know what? Just like yeah, I just don't feel like talking today. Um but I will talk about movies. In particular, I've discussed how I've been going through Sam Raimi movies. And also, even before Mike and I decided that Sam Raimi movies were going to be like our next focus for our episode, I didn't even realize that one of the podcasts that I had sort of started listening to the backlog of is called the Blank Check Podcast, and that their current series is on Sam Raimi movies. And so that's been interesting. I had been going through the backlog of that podcast, which is pretty long. They had a lot of content, and I decided to jump up and start going through their Sam Raimi episodes too, and that's been pretty interesting. But yesterday I watched for the first time Sam Raimi's latest movie before the new Doctor Strange, which was Oz the Great and Powerful. And I don't know. I guess I had worried that it was worse than it is, just because I sort of felt like I know I hadn't gone to see it because I don't know, it didn't especially look that interesting to me, but I don't know, just the fact that like no one talks about it, it seems like, made me worry like, is it just bad? And the answer is no, but it's kind of forgettable bad. Um, Part of the issue, like, first of all, it does have some good stuff in it, uh, but a lot of it is unfortunately like it's like so a lot of the depiction of Oz has some good, nice, interesting, colorful stuff going on, but I think a little bit too much of it kind of just feels like a bunch of CGI, and in particular, a bunch of CGI that's designed to look good in a 3D theater. And that stuff doesn't necessarily play as well watching it not in 3D, not in the theater. And again, a lot of that part of it doesn't really feel like there's much connection between it and the characters. And then James Franco as the lead, as Oz, like, there are scenes where you feel like he's really there, and then there are other scenes where you just feel like, what is he doing here? This feels very, like, I don't know if it's maybe just a matter of he kind of feels lost trying to act against a lot of CGI. Maybe that's part of the issue, but I don't know. Like, there's big chunks of the movie where I sort of just don't believe his character at all. Like, there's a few moments where where he really gets to chew the scenery and some of that stuff works, but a lot of it just really, I don't want to say phoned in because I'm not sure that's the right description of what's happening there, but it feels unfocused, I guess is maybe the issue. It feels like he doesn't know what he's trying to do, and it doesn't work. But there's some fun stuff in it. The like Zach Braff is funny as the a flying monkey ally. There's a little girl made of porcelain, like a porcelain doll but alive. That she is very cute and kind of and she's got some moxie later, and she's a good character, and I like her. And so like there's good stuff in it. I didn't like. I'm glad that I've watched it now, but I think oddly so like for it to be sort of a prequel to Wizard of Oz, it was weird because I guess that there was a lot of copyright stuff where like the Oz books are in public domain, but the movie The Wizard of Oz isn't. And so they clearly want to be referencing the movie, but they can only go so far, and there's certain sort of touchstones of it that feel like we're sort of expecting to see them but don't, and then like it's sort of awkward. It felt like a weird choice. And I am interested to listen to the Blank Check podcast version of it, because maybe they'll be able to offer through their research some clarity on how did this movie happen. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna talk about movies and I'm gonna play video games, and that's what I'm gonna do today. Playing Root later. So yep. That'll be later tonight on Twitch, and in the meantime, I'll talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.